right. And they're vampires and they need to suck off someone else's energy and like life force for themselves to feel all right. And I think, like you said, because we're often very empathetic, we tune into that and oh, someone needs us.
Hey,
Hey,
girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Today is part two of our Recovering Good Girl process. So if you didn't catch last week's episode, I would recommend that you start there.
Mm-hmm.
We did a little recap of where we're at currently in our recovery process as recovering good girls. Of course, for so many of us, that was a strategy when we were little, and we've carrying it on for decades. And now that we're in midlife, we get to lay that down. And it turns out we're learning from our girlfriends who have officially crossed over into menopause that part of it is that it's even chemical. Part of it is that our hormones are shifting and changing. And so our attention is falling more on ourselves. It's a lot easier to do. So if you haven't listened to that episode, I recommend you go back and listen to part one of how Recovering Good Girl recovery process.
Yes, I love it. It was a fun one to do, and we're so excited to dive into today's workshop and worksheet to walk you through what we're going to do. So we're kind of going to be like your girlfriends on the side as we talk about these different really beautiful writing prompts that Flesché, I want to give you credit for, created for us, and just give you all a little inspiration and things to think about, because this is such a great topic for you to really process and then bring over your aha moments to girlfriendsofacertainage.com, our community. This is where you can download this gorgeous PDF. Oh my gosh, so pretty. She's really cute, and fill her out and just enjoy it, and then share with us some of your self-discovery, because that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. So you can get the link below this video and get over there. It's completely free. You can download it. It's fillable, so you can fill it out on a tablet or on a device.
Love that.
And maybe you love technology, as much as I do, and you want to just voice record it into your phone. However you journal, whatever that looks like, you want to do it with a friend, you want to bring this to your therapist or to your coach and work it with them, please do.
Or maybe you're more like an old school person like me who literally gets the composition books from when we were in grade school. I love them because the lines are larger for me, and you still write in a composition book.
Absolutely. I get mine at a little tip is I get mine at the dollar store, and I just have loads of them.
Yeah.
Or the ones that my kids don't fill out.
Yes.
Every year you buy them for school, and they're like,
I rip a couple of the first
not
pages
even
out.
a third filled out.
Oh,
like,
totally.
No, mom's gonna take this. This is another one of my journals, add to my collection.
Yes.
Yeah. So get your workbook. This is a workshop, so we are going to work it that way. I'm very excited to get started. So question number one is about unpacking your story of being a good girl and what that recovery process could look like for you, no matter what stage you are at this. So we shared our process in previous episodes, but now it's a time for you to get that off your chest. Say what you need to say. What does it look like? How did you get trained to be a good girl?
Question two is to ask yourself, what is the cost to you of being a good girl? Why do you want to stop being so good? And think through what maybe you had to give up in your life in order to remain good. And what are you calling in now? What do you really want to put a stop to in this exploration?
Hit pause in between these questions to give yourself some time to fill these in. Number three, what are you afraid will happen if you stop taking care of everyone else? It's really important that the first thing that comes up for you is what you write down. That's most likely the most true thing for you, no matter how scary it might be to write.
Woo! I feel this one, girl. This is a big one. Question number four, we want you to write down who are the toxic people in your life, and are you afraid of them? So go ahead and list them out wherever they are in your life and take stock of that.
Question number five. So we're looking at one relationship dynamic for you to get started with. I want you to write down, what would your desires be? What new behaviors would you like to see in that relationship, in that dynamic? You can go ahead and just say all the things, even if you think there's no way it's possible.
Question number 6 is to ask an ally champion to support your new way of being and lean on them intensely during your first boundary setting experience. Have them hold your hand so you feel supported, and first discuss with your ally to ensure that you're safe.
Number 7, we've got to be prepared for the other person's response. They might gossip about you, talk dirty about you behind your back, or maybe even to your face. Be prepared for other people to have their response and know that that's natural and normal. Of course, we all have our feelings about different situations and people, but they can just have their feelings and you can just let them.
Question number 8 is to prepare yourself to either feel really elated after you set this boundary or have a little bit of a hangover. You might have a low, you might have a little bit of a crash or even some regret. It is totally natural to feel all of these feelings, and this is a great prompt for you to just write all those things out.
Number 9. So you did it. You set a boundary. What does it feel like? How do you feel on the inside now that you're on the other side of that experience? And maybe you haven't done it yet. You're just imagining how you will feel on the other side of it. Give yourself some space to process that. The things that are coming up inside of your body are just feelings. Let them be. Write them down so they don't get stuck inside of you and cause a mess later.
Well, those were some excellent writing prompts, and I love the journey that we are all going on through this workbook. Also, what you said in the last question is so key, which is you can be doing this in real time with someone in your life, or you can plan for this in the future and imagine what the process might feel like for you. It might not go the way you planned, but sometimes that's a great practice trial to get clear about what you're hoping to get out of this process.
And remember, this is a recovery process. So just like any bad habit we're trying to change, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes courage, it takes setbacks, but it takes an ongoing awareness. And that's where girlfriends are so important. And that's what we're doing with each other and what we're wanting to create with you. So go over to girlfriendsofacertainage.com and join. You can subscribe for free and be a part of this process. Let us know, where are you getting stuck? Tell us your wins. Tell us who you want to get in there and have that hard conversation with. Where do you need to set the boundary? You're not on your own to figure any of this out.
And be very patient with yourself, right? Your people pleaser good girl skills you cultivated for the first half of your life. So it likely may take the second half of your life to undo some of these things. But boy, the feelings, the good vibes that you get are going to be quite instant. But just know that the road is not straight and narrow, and that's part of recovery. That's why Flesché and I talk about how this will be our kind of recovery from here on. But boy, we get a little stronger every time we do it. And I do also believe in the idea of learning out loud together. Let's share in community our wins, our losses, our setbacks, our frustrations. We have them. It's part of this process, especially if you're dealing with some narcissists, because they're going to try every nasty trick in the book.
It's like their full-time job. But it feels really good when you start noticing those narcissists start crossing the street to get away from you because they realize you're no longer a source of attention, energy, like psychic or food for them in a way. A lot of therapists will call it a narcissistic supply. Empaths and people pleasers like us end up being supply, like a food, something essential that the narcissists need to feel alive. And that's why they're doing it, because they feel so anxious and, just
uncomfortable
inside their own skin.
Right. And they're vampires, and they need to suck off someone else's energy and like life force for themselves to feel all right. And I think, like you said, because we're often very empathetic, we tune into that and, oh, someone needs us. Oh, what do you need from me? But yeah, you can give subtle cues, even in a conversation where they're really trying to draw you in and hold your undivided attention. You are not obligated to sit there all night long and listen to their woes. Are they paying you for therapy? No. Right?
Yeah, I know for myself, I thought about it for a long time. Like I opened myself up like a 24-hour buffet to these people.
Mm.
And none of those people are in my life anymore. Each and every one of them is gone. Some wandered away on their own because we had a big like blow up, and some of
Mhm.
them wandered away because they realized, oh, it doesn't feel so good to be around Flesché anymore. She doesn't say yes to my every whim anymore, so I don't like her. Do they talk bad about me? Yup. Do they gossip about me? Bring in others to turn on against me? They sure did.
Mm.
But do I care? I do not. Because it's like I'm teaching my young children, people will show us who they are.
Mhm.
And when they do that,
Believe them.
believe them. And I'm not going to chase you down
No.
to be close with me when you're
You
not
sh-
good to me.
yeah, if you showed your true colors, I'm going to see them for what they are.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And in Girlfriends of a Certain Age community, we're drawing in people who we know are the right kind of person. So know that you're going to be in a supportive space where we can talk about these things and where we are like-minded and drawn together. So that is going to be a support for you, because it can feel lonely when you start drawing some boundaries.
Oh,
It can feel
yes.
very isolating and very lonely and also disorienting, because you're just like, wait, I said no. I'm not used to saying no. Wait, I did not sign up for that one volunteer thing. And it could literally be as simple as that, right? Like, ooh, someone asked me to, can I volunteer to do something? And I literally just didn't do the thing. That can take a lot of effort. We want to celebrate those little baby step wins with you, because we're on this journey with you. I'm like giving myself a high five when I don't sign up for those volunteer things. And by the way, I hope this isn't coming across as being tight and not being generous and giving, because to the people and the causes that I feel drawn to, I'm giving 150%.
Oh,
That's
yes.
what we're doing with this community here. We're all in because we feel so strongly about this. But with those other things where we're getting pulled in 500 million different directions, you all know what we're talking about. No, 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 no,
Right,
no.
right. Also, in saying no, in making a
Saying no.
boundary, you have the energy for the things that matter the most, the people who matter the most. And that starts actually with you. You are deserving of everything that makes your heart sing, as long as no one else is getting hurt, right? And so we want that for you, and so that you can have the energy and the attention for all the things that you want to be putting all of your life force energy into, your intention, your attention, your money, your hard work, whatever that is.
Yep. I think when we're younger, we fool ourselves into thinking that we have a limitless supply of energy. I'm
Right.
looking at my teenagers and I am laughing because they think they can go out all night and then function the next day. No, they can't. No,
No.
they can't. I see you. But I used to tell myself that I could do the same thing. And then there is something so interesting in midlife. We're slowing down. We literally are feeling our resources being limited. And that's okay, because in that is a freedom of the slow lane, of being present, of really valuing the people who value us.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for joining our workshop. We love doing stuff like this, so let
Ooh!
us know how you think it went. And girlfriends, we will see you inside of our Substack, and we'll see you next week.
Can't wait for it. All right, we'll see you inside there. Let's talk. So much to unpack together, girlfriends. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.